Howdy folks, and welcome to the Hillbilly Kitchen. Today we're making magic oatmeal cookies. Now these are a very healthy 2-ingredient cookie. It's a different way to eat your oatmeal, and we're going to make it 2 different ways. We're going to make apple and banana. All you need for the banana is a banana, ripe, and you can take it up till it's just about too ripe to even eat. And you're going to peel that and mash it. Regular old fork will work. You can add other stuff into these cookies, but like I said, they are just 2 ingredients. This is a small batch cookie, so you can make it and enjoy it whenever you want to. You could bake these in a toaster oven. You could also bake them in a skillet with a lid on it on low heat. But we're going to bake them in a 350-degree oven for about 15 minutes, so go ahead and get your oven preheating. To your 1 banana, you are going to add 1 cup of quick cooking oats. And just stir that up. And that's all there is in the banana cookies. You could add a pinch of salt to these certainly, but since we're doing a healthy thing, we won't add anything unhealthy in it. A pinch of salt does improve the flavor. I'm going to be perfectly honest about it, but they're good without it. You could also add a little splash of vanilla to them. And then, you know, you can add a lot of stuff like eggs and baking powder and stuff that would make them more like a traditional cookie. But if you've been told that you need to eat more oatmeal, this is a different way to get it. You can enjoy it as a cookie, so you can get all the benefits of eating your morning bowl of oatmeal in a cookie. And these would be a really good breakfast to make and take with you. You know, stick a little baggie full of them and in your purse or your pocket or whatever and take them to work. For the applesauce ones, or the apple ones, you need a 1/2 cup applesauce, which is a little bit less than what comes in one of these snack cups, so I just won't scrape that out. And a cup of quick cooking oats. Now you could add a little vanilla to these, you could add a little cinnamon to these, a little salt, whatever. And you know, stuff to make them even more like a cookie, it's up to you. But that's all you need. And stir them up. Alright, now we just need us a cookie sheet. And you can spoon them or scoop them. I like to scoop them because if I spoon them, they ain't nowhere near even. And just scoop your cookies out on your cookie sheet. Depending on the size of your cookie, you're going to bake them 12 to 15 minutes or so until they're done. Well, the banana ones made almost a dozen cookies. I got 11. And you'll get somewhere, well, it depends on what size you make, anywhere from 6 to a dozen cookies out of them, I guess. Which, like I said, it's a small batch, so you can make them and enjoy them just whenever you want them. I didn't quite have enough to get the 11th one out of the cinnamon cookies, and I'm not going to put a small one on here because I don't want it to burn. After you get your cookies all scooped out, mash them down just a tiny bit. You don't want to flatten them out too much, but we didn't put any leavening in here, so they're not going to change shape a whole lot, and they're kind of thick right now. So we're going to mash them out just a tad so that we get a little more crunch, I guess, on the outside, and so that they get done in the middle. Now, I mixed up both batches of these in less time than what it took my oven to preheat, so they're really quick. Now, we're just going to put them in our 350-degree preheated oven for, like I said, 12 to 15 minutes, depending on how big your cookies are and your oven. While we're waiting on our cookies to bake, I want to share Luke 6:45 with you. A good man out of the good treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is good, and an evil man out of the evil treasures of his heart bringeth forth that which is evil. For of the abundance of the heart his mouth speaketh. If Jesus is in our heart, our mouth should show it. The only encounter that someone who is not saved might ever have with the Lord is overhearing our words. And it may not even be somebody we're talking to. It might just be somebody who overhears us. So we should, as Christians, be very, very careful of our words. The Bible talks all about the power of the tongue and, you know, the dangers of a wicked tongue. It's all through there. God spoke all of creation into existence. He literally spoke and created the universe. So our words are very, very powerful. And in this verse, Jesus told us that our words should come from our heart. And if He is in there, people should be able to hear Him in our words. So we need to kind of guard our words against the evil things of the world. Gossip, foul language, even a hateful tone. I mean, I know if I heard once, I heard it a million times when I was growing up. If you ain't got something good to say, don't say nothing at all. I mean, that was really impressed upon us, and sometimes impressed upon us with a hand over some smart mouth thing we had said. But our words should show our heart. And if Jesus is in our heart, then the abundance, His abundance, should come from our mouth. His love should come from our mouth. So watch your words. Make sure they show Jesus in them, that people who are listening, even if it's not the person you're talking to, can hear Jesus in what you're saying. And our tone is very, very important, as are our choice of words. So try not to be hateful with people, and don't use unclean words. That's like the unclean spirit and things. Let the world know who Jesus is through you. These really are very healthy cookies. They literally just have oatmeal and fruit in them. That's it. And the applesauce, I use like the all-natural applesauce that just had apples and water in it. You could chuck an apple in a food processor or a blender and make them with a fresh apple if you wanted to. You could also put like blueberries or strawberries or anything like that in a blender and mix about half a cup of any blended fruit in with your oatmeal and bake it into a cookie. And maybe if you're, you know, trying to get a little healthier, trying to watch your weight, or the doctor said, you know, watch your cholesterol or your blood sugar or whatever, you've been told to eat oatmeal, you could, instead of at night, you know, grabbing that bag of Chips Ahoy or Oreos or whatever while you're watching TV, mix up a batch of these, because it literally just takes a minute. Snack on a few of them while you're watching TV, and then have the rest of them for breakfast the next day. So they're great for snacks or breakfast. And in, you know, one little, whatever, it took a minute and a half to mix them up and 15 minutes to bake them, you've got a snack and breakfast. So try these, especially if you're trying to get healthier, or if you're trying to get the kids a little bit healthier. And you can add other stuff in them, you know, add a little cinnamon or a little vanilla or a little salt or whatever, and it does totally change the flavor. So play with your recipe a little bit, but definitely try them. They're good. In just a little over 15 minutes, you can have a pan full of freshly baked, healthy, moist, delicious little cookies that literally just took you a minute to bake up. And like I said, they're good for snacks and breakfast. I mean, you just can't hardly beat healthy and good. And you can see it tears kind of like a cookie. It's moist on the inside, and it's a different way to eat your oatmeal. If you try these with different kind of fruits, let us know what you think. And also if you add in, you know, cinnamon and stuff to them, kind of let us know what you think about that in the comments. This recipe has been around since I was a kid. We ate them when I was a kid. My mom was always trying different kind of diets, and my dad was kind of oatmeal king. He still eats it every day. But this is a little different than a bowl of oatmeal, but it's still the same healthy food. So keep this one, give it a try. Makes a really good snack and a really good breakfast. Thank you so much for joining us again in the Hillbilly Kitchen. If you haven't already, please don't forget to click like and subscribe. Share our videos with your friends, and until next time, don't forget to put God first.